back, and this is a tier 2 match. This video is for new players who are still trying to figure out the game. Maybe you just installed, or you're trying to figure out how to move the camera, where to shoot, how to move, where you should be positioned, that sort of thing. In my opinion, the R35 is the best tech tree tier 2 tank in the game. It's got 40 millimeters of frontal armor on the hull and the turret. It has a decent gun with a good penetration value, and a lot of low tier tanks, 1, 2, 3 even, have these like auto-loading machine gun type cannons that are going to bounce off your hull, so you can feel pretty protected. This match is on mines, or I guess they changed it to hill anyway, but still, notice that we're just going to drive forward here. We were spotted, that's what that little light bulb is for. That's fine, we're just going to keep going, we're going to hug the terrain, we're staying beneath the vision lane because generally people rush the middle of the map to get the advantageous hill position. We're just going to roll forward, see if we can shoot anyone. You know, notice that I'm not in the middle, I'm not in the open, I'm up against these rocks here. That's going to help protect me, and these are just good fundamental values to start practicing as you drive along. You know, I get some shots in on this Italian light tank, and I'm looking at the mini-map. I've got it nice and big, so I can notice the sort of 1-2 line. You know, we have an M2 light tank scouting, but he's not really encountering anyone. The so-called village area, you know, there's a lot of tanks there, that 8-9 line. We have an enemy flanking us, so notice how I back myself up. So the rear of my tank, the weak spot of my tank, is up against the rocks, and then I can chase him up a little bit so I can get some more shots in. You can right-click on an enemy tank, so your turret will automatically traverse, and then you can just focus on your maneuvering in third person as opposed to in the shifted, zoomed-in mode. And that's pretty important. Just keep in mind that it will be locked on the tank, and it won't lead properly fast maneuvering tanks. So for that, to lead tanks, you're going to want to use the zoom in, such as I'm doing here. So, getting some nice shots in. You still might bounce a couple rounds as I'm doing. There's like a dead tank, you know, blocking my shot there. Sort of being flanked, so backing up, relying on that heavy armor to bounce shells. This guy's having trouble penetrating my thick armor at this low tier. That's good for me, right? Bad for him. He could be firing HE shells, or hopefully not gold. You never want to be using gold rounds. So I'm just going to hold this position, and notice, look, here it happens again. I back up, I get some shots in, I'm protecting myself. I think this is a bot, but you know, the point is that you want to practice these skills. You want to maneuver your tank to help move your turret in the direction you want to face. You can move your hull in the same direction to speed up that turning process. And I'm just waiting for that middle triangle to turn green. That means I have a nice penetrating shot. You know, got tracked. Turret is damaged, so it's going to turn a little slower. That's okay. I'm going to keep my repair kit for an extreme emergency. Have more than half my health. And look, there's only 2 left. Now I can confidently drive forward. The only enemy that I'm wary of here is this Panzer IIR left. And he's not even facing us, so I can safely zoom in, get some shots in on him. He turns my way, so I sort of back up, take some damage. That's okay. And finally, I think I get one more hit in on this Italian who's coming my way. I back up, you know, bounce his shot, and then we're going to zoom in, see that green reticle right on the back of his turret. Quite nice, 2 shots even. And there we go. Not the most amazing match in the world, but just something to keep in mind, you know, my positioning, how I turn my turret, all that kind of thing. So, good luck out there.